Domestic abuse goes up during the World Cup. Domestic abuse goes up when Ryan misses freehand.
I'm Johnny Carter, and we are looking for the best new guns and gear of the moment.
200 rounds of ammunition for 30 quid.
I'm bringing in two of the best guys I know to help. Yeah! Ryan, he's been shooting for as long as I've been alive.
Would I spend it? Damn right I would.
And Michael.
I absolutely love this, to be honest with you. I'm a big fan of bolt action.
He may be quiet, but he knows more obscure gun facts than me.
Go on, Michael, break some more. Go on, prove my point.
We're going to bring our favourite exhibition to life.
CZ have outdone themselves with this package.
Welcome to the second episode of the Gun Review.
Ryan! Boy! Told you there's a hole in it!
Together in this episode, we're testing our shooting abilities with some of the best 2.2 rifles and ammunition on the market.
To be fair, my argument is completely debunked by the Tika.
And as always, checking out some of the latest releases, best gun makers, and best kit about.
Let's be honest, how many of us have the time to do that? Welcome to episode 2 of the Gun Review. Guys, how you doing?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Well, it's winter. It's cold. I don't like the cold.
It's a bit cold. It's a bit chilly.
No, I think we all really belong in the Bahamas. But as for now, we'll be in
We're here.
the Dorsets.
So lots have been happening. The thing that I've seen that's coming out is the new DS3570 from Pard.
I was hands-on with that.
It's a serious bit of kit. Day, nighttime scope. Pard have gone down the normal rifle scope looking style. This is on 30mm rings. It's got a 1200 yard rangefinder on one of the models, and they reckon it's 20% clearer than the MV008.
I think the price point is attractive too, because it's under 900 for the rangefinder
For the top one,
model.
yeah, that's not a bad price. When you look at like the Sightmark Wraiths, and then the next jump up, you're going into the Pulsar territory, which is, you're going to be at £2 minimum. It's a good entry-level scope, and they've got like a one-shot zero on it, but apparently it works out the windage as well when you're doing it. It's got a ballistics calculator in there. For under £900 or not, or thereabouts, that's going to be an interesting thing to have a look at.
And the clarity is exceptional.
What about you, Michael? You seen anything new?
So Highland Outdoors have imported a new rifle brand. They're Canadian.
A Canadian rifle brand. They're having issues with the gun laws at the moment.
Cadex.
A Cadex.
They make one called the Shadow in 375, 408 Shitac, and 375 Enabler.
Perfect rabbit gun.
If your rabbits are like 4,000 yards, yeah.
What's it for?
Extreme long-range target shooting. I mean, it weighs like 20 pounds with no optic, no muzzle brake. Yeah, it's cool.
How much is it?
£9,000. I feel like there's a group of people who will have it.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite tough to get a 408 Shatac.
408 Shitac, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a hard variation to send in. Why do you need this?
I want to shoot deer. Where? America.
Yeah, from here.
Yeah, from here.
I'd be interested to have a play with one.
We don't live in a country with that kind of range.
No.
In Wales, you could probably justify it.
Yeah.
But there isn't 4,000 yards here that doesn't have a house in the middle.
No, no, exactly.
There's been so much, it's been kind of hard to choose what to bring to the party today. But for me, there was a bit of a rumour the other day that the 486 Beretta was cancelled. I got a message saying, I can't believe they've discontinued it, are they coming up with another one? And the answer is they discontinued the page on their website and brought another page out for the new 486. They're relaunching it with a brand new engraving spec, which is, I think, really pretty. It's not like a fundamental change, but it's nice when you see an update. Rose and Scroll is boring and old, and you can buy millions of guns
Yeah,
at
with
many
that
auctioneers.
style.
With
Yeah.
that. So it's nice to see them embracing something a little bit more appealing to our generation.
The newer generation.
We'll bracket the ends of generations.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
All right, boys, today we're going to kick our show off with a rimfire challenge.
In theory, the competition was simple. In the standing unsupported position, we were to shoot 2 static clay targets.
Whoever picks the red bullet out of my hand gets to go first.
The first at 50 yards, and the second at a much more challenging 100 yards. The winner would get the pleasure of playing with a much less serious 2.2. The loser would have his head submerged in a trough filled with freezing cold, bug-infested water.
Last time we had a challenge to bring the best gear. This time This is about our own talent. So we just had to bring an accurate rimfire. Most rimfires of a level are accurate. And so I use this as an opportunity to bring something I haven't had a lot of fun with before. And that is the Lithgow Arms LA101. They do make a synthetic version, but I opted for the wood stock. I think it's just better looking. Generally speaking so far, the rifle weighs a bit more than I thought it would, but the fit and finish of the metal parts is nice. Really looking forward to getting to grips with it.
This was an easy choice for me because it's actually my own personal gun. Usually these come with a synthetic stock, but I've gone for the Form Saber rimfire stock. Give you a little bit of extra length of pull. It's been Cerakoted in Sniper Grey with a graphite black bolt and a Northern Lights safety, just to give it a little bit of a pop of colour. Over to Ryan.
I have picked a CZ. I'm a big fan of the CZs. I own 2 of them, a 4.52 and a 5.27, but this is the 4.57 22LR Precision. Look at this absolute beauty.
So whilst Michael continues to zero his gun with
His own gun?
with his ammo,
That he's shot thousands through, but he's still got a 0. He's really taking this
need to
competition serious.
fine-tune it. I noticed you've got a digital scope.
I have. I've taken this off of my little 2.2, and it is my little dedicated night scope, but it's also a day scope. It's one of the first gen sight marks. It's all right. It's a pretty good bit of kit.
And you find that okay at range?
Yeah,
I mean, it's a 4-inch orange target we're going to shoot during this comp, so it's not...
100 yards. Yeah, we'll be all right with the 2.2.
I opted for clarity over everything. I took the scope of one of my stalking rifles, a Swarovski Z6, 1.7 to 10. Probably not the most appropriate rimfire scope.
It's overkill for a rimfire, but it's beautiful. The clarity on them is insane.
Unreal.
Yeah, that's a nice looking gun, the Lithgow. Lithgow? Lithico. Lithgow?
Lith-
Yeah.
There's no
I got myself
Let's just-
Australian made Lithgow.
There's no Lithgow Arms,
Right.
Australian made.
Oh, right, mate. It's a much easier process, I think, to sight one of those in. Even with the one-shot zero, I don't know why. Like you say, just growing up with normal scopes,
Second
going over to
nature.
digital, having to remember that you've got to keep your batteries with you. Nothing worse than getting out or going rabbit in. Oh, I didn't charge it up. It's flat.
These mags are interchangeable mags.
Go on then, let's try.
Unification of things is great. Like weaver mounts should be a thing on every gun.
100%. See what Johnny's rifle is all about. Wow. Okay, I see what you mean about the scope.
It's all right, isn't it, mate?
That is...
Dial it to 1.7 and you can still shoot the tiny target in the head of the muntjac at 50 yards. It is good.
that single stage trigger, and that 60-degree bolt.
I think it's a lovely gun, mate.
It's beautiful, isn't it? CZ have outdone themselves with this package.
I mean, they were always the go-to. How much is it?
£970 retail.
And this is their flagship gun, pretty much.
It is, yeah, a flagship. You would not want to walk around with it for a day, but if you're taking shots from the truck, it's super accurate. What is the retail on this?
It's £1,200.
Why is it £1,200?
So firstly, walnut is more expensive than plastic.
What I should have said here is, this gun is made on the same machines and to the same tests and standards as Lithgow's military equipment. And that this gun has won more precision rimfire comps in the UK than any other 2.2 rifle. However, this came out instead.
It's a lovely gun to shoot.
But you know why it's actually more? Minimum wage in Australia is $22 an hour. You know what minimum wage is in the Czech Republic?
75p?
About €500 a month.
500 euros a month.
That's a week's wages in Australia,
Yeah, but
give or take.
the Australians only work half a day. These guys are probably doing 12, 14-hour shifts.
And that's why this gun is less
Beautiful.
money. To be fair, my argument is completely debunked by the Tikka.
So we're using some of the new CCI cleans. They're a polymer coated bullet. These ones are the blue ones, which are subsonic. The red ones are the high velocity versions. They're basically polymer coated to reduce sort of lead fouling, maintain accuracy. When you're loading the mag, you tend to rub your fingers quite a lot on the lead, which is obviously promotes lead exposure, to try and reduce that, because obviously lead is now a big concern. I've used them quite a lot. I use them through my gun personally. I found them really, really good, really reliable.
It is evident that my hands aren't waxy or leady.
Yeah, I haven't got filthy hands from shooting 100 rounds of 2.2.
I don't know that that's something that I needed not to have in my life, but it's more civilised.
It's a plus, and they're performing well actually. They do group nice. I like them.
Trigger is exceptional.
I like the short bolt as well. It's got a short throw on it.
Trigger's great, bolt's great, shoots accurately, and it's relatively inexpensive, brand new, until you do all this other junk to it.
If you just bought the standard gun, value for money, they are insane.
What do you think?
I really like it. As you said, it's not the cheapest gun out there, but it is good quality.
It is exceptional quality.
And walnut is very expensive.
That it is. I love the 3-lug bolt as well, it's a nice touch.
Those rear locking lugs.
Probably unnecessary on a rimfire, but you know, sometimes
Peace of
unnecessary things are cool. I suggest that we have a drink and then enter the zone.
Into the zone of competitionness.
You get to go first. You're first.
I can't believe you just fell for the oldest trigger. He forced you to take that by presenting a half.
I couldn't be asked to not take the other one.
Freehand, and I've got the heaviest gun. Not fair. No, you enjoy your light walnut stocked gun. Which one are you going for? Just so we know it's not fluke.
The middle one.
The middle one,
if I
okay.
fluke and shot the wrong one. Inch and a mile kind of thing, isn't it? Doesn't matter. I hit it.
My go.
We'll establish that the left-hand one is actually 3 yards further away.
Yeah, that's why I've left it. And I'm going to have to take the shot quickly because I don't know how long I can hold this up for. Oh, he's only gone and missed.
Wet.
This isn't going well. Did somebody play with my scope?
At this rate, you're probably going to die before you hit that.
There's another mag for you.
No, no, no. Thank you, Michael. I'll take that other mag.
It's only getting worse. Yay!
Yay! I think to hit that 7 shots is just incredible.
Admirable.
Yeah,
Your age, mate.
I went for 7 just to build a bit of suspense. Like I actually done it on
That's why,
purpose. Yeah. Oh, he missed the first one. Second shot.
Good shot, Michael.
Thank you.
Good shot.
I don't get any love, do I? It's all about Michael. Are we carrying on doing it freehand? Has anyone got any creatine or anything like that? Because some like a protein shake or the 100-yard one freehand, and it took me 7 shots to hit one at 60 yards. Like, I don't know if we've got enough time to film this. Oh, just high. Well, I've lost. Michael?
No,
do you want to go
you're
next?
not lost.
You're not lost yet.
You've just not come first.
Yeah, yeah.
We've established that either way I don't have to get wet.
Feeling like my head's not going to get wet now.
Yes!
Oh yeah.
How many's that? 8?
8 in total.
8 in total. So I've got to hit this in 1 to draw.
Oh mate, if you do that.
I'm screwed.
If you do that, it will be impressive.
I'm screwed. I'm going to give it a go, okay?
My stomach moved.
I hit it.
It does look like there's a hole for it.
I think there's a hole through it.
Oh my god. Shot it. Ryan! Ryan!
Yeah, boy!
The luckiest man. Yeah, look at that.
I told you there's a hole in it.
Hey, it is an embarrassing one. I didn't hit mine.
What? I mean,
Moved it.
mine's through the middle. I don't know if anyone can see that.
Yeah?
Which is amazing because I was wobbling round this whole area and just managed to pull the trigger at the right time. That's 1. Compose yourself. It's fine. There's no.
Well, I turned off. I genuinely thought when I spun the target round on itself and it looked like it had broken in half.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you hit the ground next to it. It will spin. Might have been a ricochet from my amazing shot. Come on, look, you're wasting energy holding it.
The table's turning like.
They've turned.
The
Yeah.
mighty has fallen. How's that?
What you guys will never know is the thing Sash is saying every time between shots between things. Because
It's brutal.
shut up!
Sash.
Block him out.
Well, gentlemen, let's get this over and done with.
I can't believe this.
Before you get to see me receive my penance, let's see something a lot more sensible. And who's better to teach us about the art of fine gun making than Wesley Richards? Today, we're taking a closer look at their famous top lever.
My name is Darrington. I'm a finisher here at Wesley Richards. I've worked here for about 6 years. My favourite thing about working for Wesley Richards is that we get to work on the best guns in the world. The craftsmanship is second to none. We spend 5 years specialising and learning the jobs and making sure that we do it, and no fault is left in the guns. We must take everything out and everything has to be perfect.
Lord D.
Nice to meet you.
And you, mate, what are you on today?
Currently I'm fitting top levers to the guns just before engraving.
And everything is done fitting-wise by hand?
Yes, and using smoke black to get the closest bearings possible.
Can you show us how that's done?
Of course. So this is just paraffin at the minute with just a wick to burn it. We'll hold the component in the flame and it coats in a thin layer of soot.
Just from the burning paraffin?
Just from the burning paraffin, so you end up with a nice thin layer.
Is it hot?
Nice and black. It will be, yeah.
Will it rub off with my finger?
Yes, that's the whole point.
Oh, look at that.
So that'll rub off, and what we'll do is we cover it in smoke, we put it onto the gun.
Because the Wesley Richards top lever works differently to others, right?
Yes, we'll fit that down, put the pin in to make sure it's held correctly, because if it's too high or too low, it'll give incorrect bearings. And we'll close it, and then open it a few times.
The top lever on a Wesley Richards needs to be completely square that side, and then it actually levers off of this side, correct?
Yes, so the top face is flat, and then it rolls away. If you don't get those faces perfect, then you end up with Wesley wobble.
When they're old or worn out, that will be the case.
Yes, so throughout usage, it will eventually start to loosen up. What we'll do now is you can see nice bearings, they go shiny white. So that's where
your
it's
high
currently
points.
touching.
Okay.
However, on this side, we're okay. This side it's showing that's only just touching a few points, so we want to get that nice and flat, and then right in the corner it's quite tight.
So you're going to be doing this all with little files?
Yes, so I have a selection of files. I'm currently using a Barrett needle file, and all we'll do is hold it in the vise, and when you see the high points, we'll very gently file them away. And with the smoke black, it shows you exactly where you're touching, so you need to be as accurate and as careful as possible.
How long does this process take, just for a top lever part, for example?
For a top lever, it can take 5 minutes to fit, especially at this stage, but because depending on how or whoever fits it originally, it could take a bit longer. This one's taking me about 3 hours and that's it.
So after this stage, you take a little file, you black it, you put it back in.
Yes, and it's just repetitive and it just keeps going until you're happy with the bearings and how it all fits together.
And that's for every moving part in the gun?
Yes. So now what I'll do is I'll give it a wipe and gently clean it up, because after a while it starts to build up with a very harsh black scale. And then sometimes you'll clean it, other times you can just give it a wipe and we go again.
So this is like a done by eye, done by feel part of the process?
Yes, it is. So you don't want the top lever to be sticky, you want it to be nice and free. So you want it to just move nicely like that. You don't want it to wedge in any positions. You don't want to feel any clicks as well.
When you're talking about best guns, every detail matters. And that is just one part of what makes these guns so special.
Mate, that was really fascinating. Thank you very much for sharing with us.
Anyway, that's enough of true gun making talent. Back to the challenge.
How cold is it?
That's quite cold.
Are you?
To lose, but I was happy to lose.
I mean, that feels like
That's quite cold.
that feels like diphtheria to me, but
So righteously cold.
that's the best thing I've seen all year.
I mean, that really wasn't that bad. It felt it when I was underwater. It was
I mean,
really
it looked
cold.
refreshing.
But I feel much better now.
Oh, mate, you look like trendy and cool with your hair up like
Yeah,
that.
you should do your hair more often.
All right, see you back in the studio when we're a little drier.
Fun is not a word I would use to describe the outcome there.
You look a little wet.
You didn't enjoy that challenge at all?
Hey, was it fun?
I had a lot of fun. I didn't have as much fun shooting that gun freehand as I did shooting it on the bench. Probably one of the best shots of my life.
If we have that as a punishment for the loser again, I hope I don't lose, but it wasn't so bad.
We could always up the ante. We could make it worse.
Full body,
Oh no,
Ice bath.
none of us are fitting in that trough full body. Do you see how thin it was?
bit by bit.
Bit by bit. I forgot how good it is shooting rimfires.
So it's very cheap as well. I mean, those TCIs are about £15 a box.
200 rounds of ammunition for 30 quid and you can sit there for a good couple of hours and have fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. I have been a Swarovski fan since I can remember. And I remember when I bought my first one. They have always had the top tier, the thing that everybody aspires to in the optics world. And when they stepped into the electronic optic market with the DS, we were all really excited. And today I'm going to take you through some of the basics and try and justify its £3,700 price tag. First and least important is that it comes in a beautiful box. You have a lovely scene of some mountains. I understand that this doesn't add any quality to the product, but it adds value to the brand and is indicative of their addiction to quality and higher end performance. Their service is always really good, which helps too. It comes with a full manual, which you will need, because this DS is no ordinary optic. Once you've connected your phone via Bluetooth and uploaded your ballistic data to this optic, it will tell you exactly where to shoot. It will also have bars for windage, and you can set those to 5 or 10 miles an hour, whatever you feel the need to do. Many scopes that have this kind of tech in don't look quite so normal. This one does. Zeroing is slightly different to normal, but not massively. If you were to open the top turret, this is where the battery lives to drive this. It's a CR123A 3V that makes this run. You take the little tool in there, and with that, you can take off the side panel and a top panel. And this is how you zero it. It's a little different to normal, but still kind of intuitive. And once it's zeroed in, you're not looking to play with it too much, but I do like that as a thing. What would be interesting is if we could take this zeroing style and put it into a standard scope. The difference, however, between a normal scope and this is that this runs a 40mm tube. It is extremely girthy and as such needs some fairly big mounts. It also adds extra weight, meaning this is 1,090 grams. My Swarovski weighs in at 560 grams. I guess how much you care about the extra weight is very much indicative of how much you value the technology that goes into a scope like this, and how much you need it. For a lot of the lowland stalking I do around home, the shots aren't over 100 yards, so it doesn't really make a difference. However, if I was going to America, or the continent, or Wales, or Scotland, where we might be reaching out into the sort of 300, 400 territory, I would want something like this. Is it worth the price tag? Well, yes. There's not many other scopes out there that do this that are self-contained units. Swarovski is the best scope manufacturer in the world by reputation. So yes, the Austrian minimum wage is 1,660 euros. So maybe if they made it in the Czech Republic, it would be cheaper. Guys, the DS, what do you think?
So what we've got here is a Smith & Wesson MP15. Not the ordinary version though. This is a Magpul version. So you get the Magpul MOE stock, which is fully adjustable. You've got MOE grip as well. You've got rail covers on here as well, which are actually textured, so it gives you a nice grippy surface without having to have a foregrip on it. So you've got the emboss sights as well. These do come standard on it. So they're in their up position right now, but if you are using optics, they do just fold away. Anyway, that's enough information for you. Let's see what this thing can do. This gun was designed to have lots of fun with. I certainly had that. This is perfect for anyone who wants to have a bit of fun, really. If you're looking for something a bit more precision-wise, have a look at the other bolt actions we showed you earlier. But if you just want to have a bit of fun, bit of blasting at the range, shoot some targets, shoot some steel at 1,500 yards, this is more than adequate for that. This is a BSA R12 CLX. It's the bolt action version, which they've just brought out actually. So starting from the back, you've got a adjustable butt pad. Minelli produced Italian stocks. This one is a walnut one, but they also are available in a black pepper laminate, which is one of my favorites, and a standard soft touch plastic if you like something a bit more durable. All of them come with factory fitted studs as well for your sling and bipods. On the walnut one, you've also got a rosewood capped pistol grip as well, which I think just adds a little bit of flair to it. BSA adjustable trigger, the new CLX mag system, a 12 shot with the magnetic securing closer, unlike some of the older BSAs which had that little plunger. And you've got a witness window there to see how many shots you've got. So the shot count with the standard 200cc bottle is 140 in 177 and 215 in the 22. And in the super carbine in 177 it's 130 and in 22 it's 205. So one of the features I really like about it is the enlarged gauge with a magnetic quick fill cover. You've got the new design regulator system and you've got a cold hammer forged barrel as well. The main change between the R10 and the R12 not only is the new regulator, but it's the new monoblock system, which not only increases efficiency, but also reduces parts as well. The main reason why they made a bolt action is because not everyone, believe it or not, likes a side lever. It comes with a CCS system on it, which is the customer configurable shroud. So it basically allows you to choose whether you just want a plain barrel or this nice over barrel shroud on there, and you just put a moderator on there. I absolutely love this, to be honest with you. I'm a big fan of a bolt action. Side levers for me tend to be a little bit fiddly, so I really prefer this bolt action system on there. I like the new magazines as well. I think they're having those extra 2 shots and the easier loading of the gripping as well. It's a real big plus for me.
Next time, we have a semi-automatic shotgun challenge for you.
Grab the gun, Michael, the ducks are coming!
Back on shotguns.
But that's where your strengths lie.
I don't want to lose.
No.
Again. But if it comes to that, I'll accept it with grace and stick my head in the trough.
And I will come up with a load of excuses why I lost, and then still try and win in a sly way. But we're different.
And if Michael loses,
So be it.
he's used to it. Guys, it's been great fun.
A lot of fun.
Yep.
Looking forward to next time.
See you in a couple of weeks.